First Merchants Bank, helping you prosper.
Put it in the upper right-hand corner, just like a postage stamp. That's a good bingo.
Get ready to learn more about the Columbus Blue Jackets players and coaches, as well as find out what's going on this week in the NHL. Now let's join Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley for the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank.
Welcome to the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. It is a huge week for the Blue Jackets. In fact, it already began. The Blue Jackets have won 2 games coming out of the Four Nations face-off break. They beat Chicago on Saturday night. Last night, a huge win over the Dallas Stars at Nationwide Arena. And now, head-to-head with the Detroit Red Wings, not once but twice, starting in Detroit tomorrow night. And Jody, this is exactly the way you wanted to come out of the break. I mean, you get Chicago, and look, no offense to the Blackhawks. It has been a rough go for them, and it's kind of a layup. You should win that game. And the Blue Jackets go out, and it wasn't the prettiest game they ever played or anything like that. They were rusty coming out of the break, everybody but Zach Werenski, and they went out and got the job done against Chicago, and then really to score 6 goals against Dallas last night. Look, when you looked at Jake Ottinger's numbers against the Blue Jackets, what was he, 9-0-1 in 10 games, and goals against was under 2, and all of a sudden you have 2 goals in the first 4.5 minutes of the first period. That gives you a little bit of confidence, a little bit of juice early on.
Well, just think about, I mean, you mentioned the game out of the break, and, you know, they found a way to win. That could have been a trap game where, you know, Chicago, you look at where they're at the standings, you think, okay, it's going to be a nice, kind of easier game. We're going to grind them down, but, you know, it wasn't well executed. It was exactly what you'd expect from a team coming out of the break. And you look at some of the numbers and scores in those first 2 games for a lot of teams. 8 goals against on 3 different games around the league. So there's a little bit, it's 2-week break for most of the guys. And the guys that are come back are coming off an emotional dip. It's been a lot. So for the Blue Jackets to find a way against Chicago, and then last night, was the game where it's like, all right, you have to be on. I love the way it was the Dallas Stars, a team that beat them a couple weeks ago, where Marchenko got the broken jaw on the bench, but Fabro gets greased there by Marchment and is out with an upper body injury. There's some purpose to that game last night, and they came out and played that way. And I love that they were fast. They made adjustments. They understood that Dallas wasn't going to go away. They know how to win games. And the Blue Jackets, with the goaltending, the penalty killing, it was an all-out team effort. So it sets up the last going into the last night's game, 25 games of the year. It sets it up to be, all right, this is what we are. Let's build from here. And I think you look at a lot of moments during this season where, you know, I go back to Evason coming in, setting in a system, putting guys in different roles, and then it worked. He got results, and that's the stamp a coach needs and a coaching staff. So you've seen this whole season build, and to have a team that knows and believes in themselves and understands what it takes to win, to come in and beat Dallas like that there's going to be momentum from that win.
When you talk about Dean Evason putting guys in different roles, you just made me think about a couple of guys who had smaller roles. In fact, sometimes had no roles early in the year. James Van Riemsdyk, Sean Kuraly are the 2 guys that come to my mind. And both of them were fantastic last night. They were playing on the same line. Van Riemsdyk had a goal. Kuraly was the guy that got the puck in the zone, shot it toward the net for the tip-in. These are 2 guys that at times this year were questioning, what's my job? What's my role? What am I supposed to be doing here? Sean Kuraly wasn't on the penalty kill at one point in time. Last night he was back in a familiar spot, taking the defensive zone draw on the PK. And this is just some of the things that Dean Evason did early on to try to figure out, I'm sure for himself too, like, okay, I know this guy's history, and I know what I've seen him do or what the report is on him, but I want to see how I can use him in certain ways. And he took the first half of the year to kind of sort that all out.
You know, Dean Evason has made some bold moves. And Kent Johnson, who barely killed penalties, 11 seconds, I think, coming into the season, he threw him on the penalty kill right away. But the Kuraly thing, it's interesting. You get to a point in your career where you think you know your craft, and then you get challenged. And at the time, which earlier in the season, I watched Sean Kuraly, he couldn't believe, you know, he was really having a tough time with his resume, let's put it so far, as being a penalty killer and a face-off guy first. He wasn't being used on either, and he was playing 6 to 7 minutes a game some nights. he had to earn that spot. And for him now, he's earned it, and I love that Dean Evason has challenged him, and he will appreciate this later in the season or later in his career, where it's like you have to keep redefining yourself in a way or earning what your keep is. And as a veteran guy, he probably didn't like it, but you know what? It feels good now because he's really dug in and made himself a part of it. That's a learning point that I think James Van Riemsdyk has gone through the last few seasons where, listen, you watch James skate, you say, oh, he doesn't pass the eye test. He's not the fastest guy on the ice. You watch him closely, he almost has to make his case everywhere he goes now, even to get a contract late into the summer to come here to Columbus. He was battling to find a contract because teams thought he was too slow. Well, when you get him in here, it's a great fit because, of course, he wants to be on the second line. He doesn't want to go back down to that fourth line when Jenner comes back. But guess what? He took it on the chin, so to speak, because you're all individuals. So, I mean, you're in charge of your own enterprise, and you want to be in the best position possible. And he took it on the chin. Look what he did last night. I mean, it's knowing your game, but earning your keep wherever it is in the lineup. And I think great teams have veteran players with over 1,000 games that can play deeper in the lineup and accept any role and earn defined roles. And I think that's what these guys have done. They've earned the trust of this coaching staff, this new coaching staff. And it's such a valuable piece within a team. And you don't look up to next year and say, oh, it's going to be the same way. It's going to be completely different. So, it's been impressive to me to see how this coaching staff is kind of, I wouldn't say pushed buttons, but said, okay, no, that's not what you are. Or show me what you are. And players in the room watch that too. Oh, wow. This guy's played over 1,000 games at Van Riemsdyk. He's accepted his role. He goes out and does the best with every minute he gets. Wow, I should be doing the same thing.
And you mentioned Kent Johnson a moment ago. Kent Johnson is going to join us on the show here in just a couple of minutes. But to go back to James Van Riemsdyk, when they signed him, I remember saying, well, this guy's still going to get you 10 to 15 goals a year. And guess where he's sitting right now? He's sitting at 12.
Yeah.
But it's the quality of the goals that he is scoring.
The timing of the goals.
The timing of the goals. Yeah, that's the word. The timing of the goals. As a matter of fact, he scored last night, and I'm thinking in my mind, Zach Aston-Reese got another contract for next year. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. I know JVR is getting near the end of his career and all of that, but he's been so valuable for this team, not just how he's played, but the way that he has mentored some guys, and I'm sure when we talk to Kent Johnson, he'll have something to say about that because I know he's on that list. This might be a guy that might find himself a spot here for a bit.
I mean, I love him. I love him as a person. I know what he brings to guys like Kent Johnson. We'll ask Kent about that relationship. It's when you have young guys that are a part of a core, you have to have people that have done it right their entire career to be around them. And I think that him and Jack Johnson have been invaluable. And one other thing, we talk about Corrali and Van Riemsdyk from last night's game getting the goals. I'm watching Boone Jenner on his second game back, blocking shots after missing a year, and I'm thinking, but that's just Boone. You know what I mean? I mean, he blocked a 95-mile-an-hour slap shot. And I'm thinking, if I just missed 12 months of hockey, I'm probably going to just try to get my stick on that or leave it to the goalie. It's fearless, it's team first, it's buy-in, and that's Boone. And I held my breath on the second one where he kind of went down too early and put his hand over his face. I'm thinking, Boone. He had a broken jaw last year.
Right.
So it's incredible that the buy-in and the will and those plays. I mean, I think the players were even on the bench like, holy smokes. Look at our captain out there. I love those things. You can't teach them. It's hard to find them, and they have a lot of really great ingredients in this team. It really starts from the top, and it's Dean Evason and his staff and the buy-in that they found with this group.
When you look at this week on the schedule, it is very easy to jump to Saturday because you're playing the Stadium Series game outside against the Red Wings at Ohio Stadium. A huge event for many of these players, first time they're ever going to take part in anything like this. So it would be very easy to look ahead. But this team is not doing it, and I think that is fantastic, just the way everything is worked out, where they know every game is so important, every point is so important. They can't look at Saturday. They've got to look. Yesterday, they had to look at yesterday. Today and tomorrow, they have to look at getting a win in Detroit before they can worry about Saturday.
Yeah, and that's easy to talk about, right? But Detroit's coming off a loss, and the Blue Jackets are coming off a win. I like that it's the mom's trip. I think it puts added pressure and a will to win for your mom, because this could easily be a trap game after a big win against Dallas at home. You go into Detroit, you're feeling good. There's going to be urgency from the Detroit Red Wings, who are banged up. Rasmussen is out. Kopp is out. That's two pretty big forwards, but they're playing well as a team. So I look at this and I wonder, but when I think about the moms being there, I think about the players as individuals. They're going to have dinner. They're probably having dinner right now with their moms. It's a big, kind of a fun thing. Everyone gets introduced. You have dinner, some bonding there, and then you get to tomorrow, and the moms are around the rink, and you see your mom in the stands, and you know she's there watching, and then you come back for that outdoor game. I just think that they've got to pay extra attention, and I think this is where the leadership and the coaches come in, is just to really be on top of these guys and grind them for the whole game tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I doubt that, well, maybe I shouldn't doubt. Who knows? When they looked at the schedule, I wonder if somebody said, you know what, we've got the game before the outdoor game, and we're going to be in the thick of it. Let's put the mom's trip right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably thinking they're going to have to travel in anyways, for the trip. They're going to be here, so why not just do that game and make it a special weekend for the moms?
It's amazing how it's all set up.
Yeah.
And that's been this season, quite frankly. It's funny. I was talking to somebody from Dallas yesterday, and they said, I really like your team. They're so fun to watch. And I said to him, I go, you know what's funny about that is I watch them every day, and nothing surprises me. But it's the people on the outside that see you once in a while, or they see the highlights, and then they see you play live, and they go, you guys really have something there. And we know because we're around all the time, but I don't dwell and I don't think about it. But when other people bring it to my attention, I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, it's true. Well, you remember what it was like in 2015 and 16 and 17 when this team was rolling along, and you kind of felt the same. I kind of felt the same. Yep. Remember that? Was it a 16-game winning streak they had?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone from the outside was making a big deal, and we were just showing up and doing our job as broadcasters. And you looked at the players, and they're like, yeah, we don't really think about it, until that New Year's Eve game against Minnesota, where they were on an 11 game, and it was like, who's going to keep the streak alive? That's how the season goes. There's only 24 games left in this season. Can you believe?
No, I can't.
It's going to be March 1st on Saturday? I mean, it's incredible how it goes, but it's because, you're right, we watch them every day, we watch them grow, and when you kind of look back at a season, or I guess, I think we've taken moments to appreciate this season more than ever because of how it started, how it is, and how they're growing together, and it is the best story in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, I agree with you. I remember it wasn't that year that the streak was going on, but I remember you and I sitting in Minnesota one of those years. We were in a little restaurant across the street from the hotel.
Oh, yeah, eating chicken wings.
And we were talking about playoff possibilities, and you were talking about who was going to win the Stanley Cup. And you looked at me at one point, and you go, well, what about us?
Yeah.
And it was at that moment I was like, I never thought about them winning the Stanley Cup. I think about them being in the playoffs, making some noise, but yeah, you're right. That feeling is back. And I also talked to a scout last night that had just come from Detroit. I said, how'd they look? And he said, well, they look good. The coaching change has been really good for them. He said, but in my book, I have you guys getting into the playoffs because what you guys have, and I'm not sure that these other teams, all of the other teams that are in this group have, is your guys have belief. And he told me that before the game, and then I watched them play, and I was like, that was pretty spot on.
I think all these teams that are in the race right now have belief. I think that everyone is looking at the standings, but I think there is a confidence. There's a confidence and this team is bonded, and it had to happen quick. They grieved through tragedy together. They're playing with purpose. There's a lot of. Bob, I think this team can make some noise in the playoffs.
I do too.
I think that they're going to add, and if they add the right pieces, this team is one that I would not want to play in the first round. I don't know a team in the East besides maybe, well, there's a couple, but Carolina, but I'm still thinking, I think they believe in themselves. And this is a team I wouldn't want to play in the first round.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end of the show, and we're wrapping up and talking about things around the league. But next, Kent Johnson is going to come in and join us. We'll talk about the wonderful season that he is having and much more as the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank continues here on 97.1 The Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Non-stop flights from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, one way for as low as $44. Must be purchased by 4/24/2025 for travel between 3/13/2025 and 8/17/2025. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
President's Day savings all month long at your main Honda of Dublin. If you're searching for a Honda lease deal here in Central Ohio, you've come to the right place. Leasing allows you to enjoy flexibility in one of their sharp, reliable, awesome vehicles. I'm confident Rich and his team can tailor a lease that's right for you. Like a 2025 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $349 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles with only $19.99 down. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Dream Bedroom event. I've been extra sleepy lately.
Glad I made it here.
You're in luck. IKEA family members save 15% on all bed frames and bedside tables.
Ooh.
Plus, free shipping on small orders over $50.
Am I still dreaming?
It's for real. Save even more with buy one, get 50% off deals on table lamps, curtains, and more.
Nice.
Shop the IKEA Dream Bedroom event in-store or online today.
Offer valid 2/19 to 3/17/25. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and IKEA-USA.com/sleep for details. Restrictions apply.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on Post cereal or Kroger brand peanut butter. Select varieties are only $1.49 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
All of our local shows have been ranked in the top 10 in the country by our industry peers, except for Timmy Hall and the Buckeye Show. I was going to make a joke about it, but it's more sad than anything. Poor Timmy, the Fan.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And free fitness training to help you mix up your routine. Plus, most clubs are open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th. See Home Club for details.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, people are officially going crazy over our sleek, black-framed windows. They change the entire look of a home.
Leslie, nobody believes that just black frames can change the look of a home.
It's like when Superman put on his black-framed glasses and became Clark Kent.
Wait a second. Clark Kent is Superman? Are you messing with me right now?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean, interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
You hear that crunch?
It's not just any crunch. It's cheesy to the edge crust that only comes from a Jets Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed dough topped with premium mozzarella, the freshest ingredients, and ladled with Mama Jet's secret sauce. Then baked to perfection in steel pans born on Motor City lines. I bet you're real hungry now. Go ahead. Visit jetspizza.com for daily hot deals. Jets. Better because it has to be.
Bread Financial is proud to be the official financial services partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. They provide simple, personalized payment, lending, and savings solutions. From the Bread Cashback American Express credit card to high-yield savings and CDs to buy now, make that score now, pay later options, you'll find financial solutions for your budget and your goals, hockey or otherwise. Learn more at breadfinancial.com. And let's go Blue Jackets.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Breezy and mild with scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder on this Wednesday. Temperatures running right around 50, down to around 40 by Thursday morning with breezy conditions, but will start off the day dry. Winds will increase during the day on Thursday, as will our chance of scattered showers. High temperatures reaching the mid-40s on Thursday afternoon. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
You're listening to The Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Here's Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Welcome back to The Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott alongside of Jody Shelley. And joining us right now is Blue Jackets forward Kent Johnson. And KJ, welcome to the show. We really appreciate it. And let's just start with... Let's start with the game last night that you guys played against the Dallas Stars. It's really the beginning of a big week. I know you played Chicago on Saturday, but boy, you had Dallas and now back-to-back games coming against Detroit. How huge was it for you guys to go out and do what you did against the Dallas Stars? Not just getting the win, but finding a way to put up 6 goals and really just kind of set the tone of that game early and just continued it all the way through.
Yeah, no, exactly. We're really excited for this week. Huge week for us, and yeah, obviously really good to get it started on the right foot, especially against Dallas. They're a good team.
Now, in that one last night, getting a goal 30 seconds in to the first period is nice. I mean, there's been a lot of times where you guys have talked about the fact that, we should have had a better start in the game, and we should have done this, should have done that. That wasn't the case in last night's game, was it?
No, exactly. I know, some people in the locker room have joked about there's never a goal first shift. Everyone's pretty tentative and whatnot, but to kind of get a goal first shift, it doesn't happen too often. So yeah, huge start for us.
Yeah, huge start for you guys, and then as I said, you carried it on throughout, which was even better. What's the mood in that room right now amongst you guys? Because it seems like there's a heck of a lot of belief coming out of this Four Nations break and heading down to what is going to be a sprint the rest of the season here.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome feeling in the room. Definitely really confident. We're having a lot of fun. Obviously, when you're winning games and the games matter even more now, it's starting to feel like really intense hockey every night. So, yeah, it's fun.
When you say intense hockey, just watching how you guys are playing as a team. Like, we hear the coaches talk, stay above the puck. Got to defend, got to play with speed. It's got to feel good to know that your line mates and your teammates on the ice with you are on the same page.
Yeah, no, definitely, it's huge. I mean, I think like the chemistry and how guys we're using everyone's strengths and weaknesses together as a team. It's been huge. It's been obviously a big difference this year, I think.
What about your game this year? You come out first game off the break, score a couple goals. You just feeling like the game is coming to you, or what is it with you this year?
I think a lot of differences. I think, just everyone here has been really helpful. It's just, I think, as a team, you're better. And I don't know, a lot of little things adding up together. So it's definitely been fun for me. And, just really grateful for how everything has gone so far.
What'd you do over the break? Did you skate?
I skated a few times. I was in Arizona golfing a bit and, skating, training. So, it was fun to hang out with some buddies on other teams, too.
Oh, yeah, you had a group out there?
Yeah, a group of 4 of us. So, Silly was there, too, so that was fun. And then, a couple other guys around the league.
When you look at what Dean Evason has brought to you guys this season, what do you notice right away from him as a coach?
Yeah, I think just, he's really good at, bringing the group together is a big thing. So I think we're all, playing for each other. I think there's, everyone's kind of put their ego aside, or what they're putting the team first kind of every day. So I think that's been a big thing. And then obviously systematically, I think it's all been really great. So yeah, no complaints.
When you go into a game now, what is your focus? I mean, you think of watching superstars just a few years ago when you weren't in the National Hockey League. Now you're becoming a player that everyone's talking about. What is your focus when you jump into a game, and have you found a consistent routine for yourself?
Yeah, no, I think it's more like kind of most of my life. Maybe not as much like last year here. Just I don't know. I feel like when you're playing in the top 6 line, like you obviously want to produce offensively, and then as well just take care of your D zone. That obviously helps. So yeah, those are the biggest thing. I'm just going to the games confident and feeling like I want to be a difference maker for our team.
We see you spend a lot of time talking to James Van Riemsdyk. As you know, I played with him. He's been the same his whole career. Maybe now he's a little grumpier, which I like. It's important. But for you, can you tell us a little bit about that relationship and what it means for you to have someone that speaks hockey on your level and your language?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, yeah, when he first came into camp, his wife and kids weren't here, so he was in the hotel downtown, so we were getting dinner with some of the young guys, and we were kind of like, oh yeah, we really enjoyed talking to him, hearing stories and whatnot from around the league, and just, yeah, I mean, obviously he's been doing it well for so long, so a lot of wisdom, and yeah, and then I was on the line with him in camp and whatnot, so yeah, it was cool to just talk the game, and I think he's definitely helped me with some stuff, and yeah, it's been awesome being his teammate.
Is there anything specific that you're like, wow, this guy gets me?
Yeah, I think a lot of things right away I could kind of tell. I'm trying to think of anything specific, but yeah, I think he just understood, like, saw my potential. He was probably a little like not really understanding maybe the stats the last year, and just kind of, I think he kind of saw like what I could do this year probably pretty early. I think a lot of the people, my teammates had my back and stuff around here, and I think they believed in me too. But I think he came in right away and like understood my game and how I saw the game and stuff, and so yeah, it gave me a little confidence too.
How grateful are you to be a part of this organization? Because you can look at other young players in difficult situations where there's not a lot of direction with their team, but where you are in a team now that's in a playoff race and really you can see where this is going. How grateful are you now to be this early in your career, but be a part of something that could be great for a long time?
Yeah, I know, it's unreal. I mean, I was just thinking about that. Like, I feel like it's not too often where you're on a team where like this would maybe be the first team in the league that you would pick to be on right now, and that's a feeling that I have right now. And obviously, there are some tougher times the last couple of years, but I always, really loved Columbus, the city, and my teammates, and so yeah, I'm really glad that just how everything's gone right now, and yeah, definitely grateful. I definitely feel really grateful.
When you talk about that, have your buddies around the league on other teams noticed that same thing that you have about your team right now and the way that you guys are playing?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think some of my buddies are like, yeah, it's fun to watch you guys, and like, they're probably a little jealous of our situation right now. Yeah, so it's crazy how it works because, yeah, it's just obviously, I don't know, there's times last year where it wasn't going as well, and now this feels like it's literally the perfect situation, and so fortunate. So yeah, definitely my teammates and staff, everyone's been so good, and so it's yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah, one of the guys I'm thinking about is your buddy Connor Bedard and the situation that he's in there in Chicago. I mean, he's a first overall pick. He's got a great future ahead of him. He's going to have a great long career and do fantastic things. But right now they're kind of stuck in a rut where they've been losing, and I would imagine for guys in that type of situation, they say you excelling here and watching your team doing what it's doing as a group, and I don't know if guys are jealous, but they probably a little bit are.
Well, yeah, and I think of Nate McKinnon when he came into the league. That was a struggle. They were like 48 points, I think, his first year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you think of those situations, there's room to grow.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So we're talking with Kent Johnson of the Blue Jackets right now. You mentioned Cole Sillinger was with you during the break. You guys are playing on the same line. I mean, no surprise that you've got the chemistry between the two of you that you do, right?
Yeah, I know, exactly. I mean, it was pretty funny. Like, I mean, to be skating with your line mate, doing drills with him, like we were doing a lot of like 2-on-2 stuff, and we'd be on the same team. So yeah, it was unbelievable. I was just so happy that it worked out. We were both there, and yeah, we were kind of joking about that on the ice together when we're like doing 2-on-2 stuff. We're like, man, this is like pretty perfect. Yeah. We're getting the chemistry going right now. So we definitely was a great trip.
What do you notice about his game and the way that he has changed? Because he's been so solid. I mean, and I know he's been good in his first couple of years in the league, but it seems like, again, just like you and just like so many others, he's taken another step.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's been unbelievable. Like, obviously, he's a center first and foremost, like, takes care of our own zone and kind of, really good battler, wins a lot of battles for us. And then I think he's such a smart player, especially this year. And, I think just his passing has gotten a lot better as well. And he's finding me a lot. And, so I think everyone knows he can put the puck in the net when he's called upon, but I think his passing's gotten really, really good this year. So he's finding a lot of guys, has a lot of assists for a reason.
In all seriousness, how much of that has to do with the amount of time that you guys are spending together? Because when you know somebody, whether you're playing the game or what, if he knows you so well, he just has a great idea of where you're going to be and what you're going to do. Has that helped in that regard?
Yeah, and definitely I think that's probably helped. I think a lot of it's on him, though, and like the work he's put in. And I think, he's just been pretty dialed in on his game for the last couple of years and really been improving. And I think that's a lot of it is on him. But I think definitely like just the chemistry part of it helps too, and like talking about where we want to be and stuff. So it's great.
We're talking with Blue Jackets forward Ken Johnson here on the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. Much more to come here on 97.1 The Fan.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah? The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Are you looking for a new ride? And do you want the best experience and service in the city? Yes? Good. Go see my guys at Jermaine Lexus. The all-new 2025 TX is back in stock and arriving daily. Plus, they've got great 42-month leases for the 2025 NX350 all-wheel drive. It started $399 a month. I have been a Jermaine customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please do stop in. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations, Dublin, Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Who are the people that serve part-time in the Ohio Army National Guard? We are your neighbors and friends. We are your sons and daughters. Our service is providing us valuable job skills, and it pays up to 100% of our tuition. We're proud to serve our state. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with the Ohio Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard. Aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
A Tim Hortons treat with Nutella is the perfect way to add a little joy to your day, whatever your day brings. Imagine reading your book with a smooth hazelnut mocha iced cap topped with Nutella, or tackling your to-do list with a delicious croissant filled with Nutella and whipped sweet cream. And when you're heading to the office, grab a hazelnut mocha iced coffee with cold foam, because there's nothing better than combining that irresistible Nutella taste with your favorite Tims. Treat yourself with the Nutella lineup, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants, naturally and artificially flavored.
Are you ready for the jackets and wings from the shoe? Are you 5 hours ready? Yes, sir. We're giving you 5 hours of Jackets pregame starting Saturday at noon.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Your home of the Jackets, The Fan.
Newman Roofing has been in business for over 30 years, so they know a thing or two about your roofing, gutter, and siding needs, and will ensure every detail is covered from start to finish. So call Newman Roofing today, the company built around family, at 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce creamy rich. One love.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
It's always hockey o'clock. This is the Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Here's Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Welcome back to the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott, along with Jody Shelley, and joining us tonight is Blue Jackets forward Kent Johnson.
Last night's game, Zach Werenski had, was it a 21-game point home streak? 22? How hard were you guys trying to get him a point last night?
Honestly, I mean, like I feel like not too hard. Like we were, or at least like I don't think we were thinking about it. I mean, I think that's been the way it's been the whole point streak. It's like, you know, like we're not really doing anything crazy to help him out. He's just, you know, going about his business and getting his points. So yeah, it's yeah, it just shows how good he was. I actually wasn't even sure that, because, you know, there's so many goals. I asked him after, I said, you got a point tonight, right? And I kind of felt bad. He's like, no. I'm like, oh, no. I was like, but, I mean, I think he was in a good mood about it, though. Obviously, I think he was, you know, you can't be too mad when you go on a run like that. It's, yeah, you just kind of smile because it happened. And obviously, he's a team guy, so he was just happy to get the win. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Third longest ever behind Bobby Orr and Paul Coffey. Yeah, do you realize that stuff? Do you follow the league and streaks like that and stats?
I didn't know, like, the third longest ever, but I knew it was just, like, a crazy streak he was on here. So, yeah, I see a bit of that stuff. But, yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, pretty incredible streak. So,
I'm wondering, who do you hang out with off the ice? Who's would you call it, like, one of your best friends or best group, friend group?
Well, Jake Christensen, and then like Silly and Fance, a lot, obviously younger guys. So yeah.
I want to ask about Fantilli because from a distance, it seems like he's settled in. You know, it seems like he now trusts his teammates and he's slowing the game down as a center iceman. What have you seen in his growth?
Yeah, no, I mean, some of the stuff you said for sure. I mean, I think I don't know, when you talked about like McKinnon earlier, I think that was a good guy for Fance, and actually we talked about that a bit. And just, yeah, like when you're a guy like him, he's got so much talent and so much speed that you know, sometimes you always want to use it. And I think like he's really figured out in the NHL, like you obviously can't always be, you know, one-on-one or going as fast as you can. And he's really like found the right balance, which is really a tough thing to do. I mean, I don't have the luxury of really, you know, that speed to try to do it. I mean, he's obviously, you know, just a great athlete, and yeah, he's really exactly just found the right times to use it. And I think you see how deadly that can be when you have the combination of, you know, knowing when to use your speed and whatnot, and that's what those top guys have. So yeah, I'm really excited for his growth. He's just going to be a tremendous player, and he's already playing unreal for us right now, so it's great.
What is Kent Johnson's favorite thing to do on the ice? Like, what is the favorite scenario?
I mean, there's a lot of things, but I love the power play breakouts, like when I get the drop pass, and yeah, I mean, it's something that's like so important. So when you can get a good clean entry, it's very helpful, and pretty frustrating when you make a bad play. But yeah, I love the feeling of just kind of the pressure of like needing to make a good play on that one.
Who's the best at that in the league besides you?
Yeah, I don't know about that yet, but I don't know. I mean, I watched Kucherov and Kane, or some. Like, I've learned a lot from them on that. So yeah, I don't want to hype up Kane too much before we play him, but
head-to-head with Kane,
learned a couple of things from him, and so yeah, they're really good at it. I think actually Bedard I think he's right up there. He's really good at it. So yeah, I think yeah, they're some of the better guys.
I was impressed with Wyatt Johnson last night. Mm-hmm. Do you know him at all?
Yeah, I don't know him. I mean, I know who he is. Obviously, great player, great young player. So yeah, I think he had a couple of nice entries.
Yeah, he did.
He was getting the drop. He with a lot of speed. But yeah, he had a couple good sticks on him too, though. He wasn't. I was watching closely. He wasn't in every time, but
so
yeah.
When you get that job, what's the feeling? You love having all that pressure. You love having that responsibility.
Yeah, I do. I mean, like I pretty much usually had it. Not always last year, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know what about it, but I think it's just like it's a tough play. Like you gotta. You know, sometimes it can look easy, but yeah, you got to make a good read and whatnot. And like the defense are pretty hard on you to stand, but then when you make a good play, it feels like so easy, and like you can just do it every single time. And yeah, so just I don't know. I just feel like a bit like I don't know if it's like a quarterback or like a running back, but just like you have the puck and everyone in the building's watching you. You gotta make something happen. So yeah, it's definitely a fun play for me.
Before we switch over to the Stadium Series, which I'm sure we're going to do here, I want to ask you one question just about. You away from the rink, you seem like a very grounded, I don't want to say simple, but your life seems peaceful. What do you do away from the rink when you're not watching hockey or catching up with buddies back home?
Yeah, I think I just started reading like when I got hurt last year, so that's been good for me. I've been enjoying that. I took a couple of years off, didn't do anything after school, and I got injured. I was like, what am I going to do here? And yeah, I actually started reading the Bible, which I didn't really like believe in God, or I kind of believed in God, but didn't really know anything about it. And I feel like that's been unbelievable for me, and that's kind of been the biggest thing that I've leaned on, and it's helped me through tough times and everything. There's just so much wisdom in there, and I believe it's the truth. So that's the biggest thing for my life.
Good for you.
I want to go back to talk about that zone entry for just a second there, which is a terrible segue in coming off the Bible. I understand.
No, that's all right.
I get it. You're talking about the guys that you watched. How much in watching Johnny Gaudreau when you played with him as a teammate helped you in that regard? Because I think in a lot of ways you look similar to him.
Yeah, no, definitely. Him too. I don't know, why I was kind of forgot to mention him there. But yeah, I mean, he was really good at it. You know, that was obviously a reason well earned by him that I wasn't doing it last year on the first unit. So yeah, it was definitely really cool to see him up close doing that. And yeah, exactly, another guy I learned stuff from. So yeah, definitely, I feel a big responsibility, like kind of fill that void this year. So yeah, he was just incredible at it.
And I asked that because if you go back a couple of years ago, Jody, you remember this, that this team could not get the puck in the zone on the power play.
Yeah.
It was the entry, they tried the same thing every time, and it was shut off, and it was almost maddening to watch. And then Johnny came along, and it changed. And I remember there was a play during a preseason game this year, Kent, where you went into the zone, and I mentioned doing the game. I said, you looked very much like Johnny going in there, and it's a compliment because he was so good at it, and I agree. I want to ask you one more thing about it. Once you get over that line and you get in the zone, you said it's a lot of work to get in there. But does the work just begin once you get in there? Because a lot of times you go right to that half wall and you got a guy on top of you immediately.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, the power play, it's always, like, I guess, hard to score a goal for a reason. But it's also, I mean, when you're doing well, it doesn't feel like hard work. Like, you know, I know they say, like, outwork the penalty kill. And obviously you do have to, like, win battles and move your feet and whatnot. But, yeah, when it's easy, it doesn't feel like you're working hard. It just feels really fun. So, but, yeah, definitely it's... I don't know. It's something I've wanted for years. Like, it's always been my dream to be like a first unit power play guy, and so yeah, I definitely just feel like really, really lucky to step over the boards every time and just want to make something happen.
You know what's funny to hear you say that is, I wouldn't think of you not being a first unit power play guy ever. You know what I mean? Just the way it is right now.
Well, it's been a great start to the year. Really, an evolution of your game.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. Yeah, I appreciate it. So.
All right, let's talk about these two games against Detroit. And it is two games. I mean, the Saturday game it's its own spectacle being outside, but you got to take them on tomorrow night first in Detroit. They're sitting a couple of points in front of you, but it's right there. And I guess let me start there. You guys have put yourself in a position where you can control your own destiny, and that's got to feel good as a team, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's unreal. I mean, that's what we always wanted. I think a big thing was, like we talked about, like when Boone got hurt, like we want to have meaningful games for him, and to be in that spot now, and we got him back. Obviously, you know what he does for our lineup and our room. So, yeah, it's been awesome. It couldn't really road it up any better right now. So we just got to finish it off and get the job done.
And the moms are in. It's a mom's trip to Detroit. So, I mean, everybody wants to play good for their mom, right?
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, there's jokes about that already too. We have to win now for them. So, yeah, it's unreal how it worked out that these games are so big too, and with the moms here. So, yeah, it's perfect.
Have you ever played outside? In a game outside?
No. So just, yeah, a little shinny and whatnot. But, yeah, I'm so excited for that, too.
I was going to say, for a guy that loves the game as much as you love the game, how much are you looking forward to Saturday?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely really looking forward to it. So, yeah, obviously he got the first one. But, yeah, it's so cool, too, that it's a series versus Detroit, and it means so much. So, yeah, just really exciting.
Now, I know you're a Michigan guy, and you're going to play at Ohio Stadium, but I think you would play this outdoor game anywhere, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. I think it's cool in Ohio Stadium, too. I mean, obviously, some big games for Michigan guys there and whatnot. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome.
You, in British Columbia, you probably didn't get much outdoor hockey, did you?
No, not a lot. The most outdoor hockey I played was in Calgary. My brother had a tournament. He was 15, so I was probably like 11, and I just watch my brother's games and then go play outdoor hockey with my dad. And so, yeah, that was a fun trip. That's the most I've ever played.
Yeah, because it's mostly rain. Did you play street hockey? I played a lot of street hockey in Vancouver Island.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
rain.
Yeah, yelling car every couple minutes. Yeah, no, that was the best.
Yeah, it's what's it like for the players? Because there's a lot of festivities. You have a practice day coming up. I don't want to jump ahead of the game tomorrow night, but just to think about the stadium series, you got a practice day there. Then there's a family skate, and then you finally get to the game. What's that like for you? And have you been over, the second part of the question, to the stadium to see what the setup is?
I have not been over, but yeah, it's. I think it's kind of a lot going on, but I think it's all. I think we got a lot of help and people doing their jobs, so we don't have to worry too much about too many things, just getting tickets and whatnot. And but yeah, it's all really fun. And I think I'm really excited to just practice outside too. So that'll be the first thing. So yeah, I'm sure it's all gonna be great.
Have you got your swag yet?
I haven't seen it, but I think I got some stuff going on. Yeah, so I'm excited to see how it looks and everything.
I didn't play. I was a healthy scratch for the Winter Classic in Philadelphia against the Rangers. I kept every piece of swag that I got from that, including the full body zip up. Winter Classic, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I didn't even think about the clothing and stuff. I was thinking more, gear. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm sure we'll get some nice stuff. So we always get hooked up.
The real question is, have you ever worn that?
I wore it once. It's delightful. Full zip up. It's great. And then some other cool stuff like shoes and hats and gloves, unique stuff. But get extra for your buddies because they'll all be asking.
All right, sounds good.
Well, Ken, thank you so much for joining us again. It's been it's a pleasure to watch you play this year, and you played so well. I forget that you missed a couple of weeks early in the season because you've just been racking up points and putting up goals. And as I said, it's been a pleasure. So thank you for taking the time for us. Enjoy these next couple of days. They're going to be really special. And good luck in these two big games against Detroit.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
All right, that is Ken Johnson, Blue Jackets forward. Stay tuned. Back with more of the Inside Edge right after this on 97.1 The Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
This is a Craver service announcement. Stop what you're doing and get 10 cheese sliders for a new low price of just $7.99. Your choice of melty American, spicy jalapeno, or cheddar cheese. Only $7.99 for 10 cheese sliders. White Castle. Follow your crave.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
It's our President's Day sales event all month long.
This event is big. You choose your rate. 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, and up to a full 60 months on so many new Lindsay Hondas. And no trade-in required. This deal works with zero down. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines. Both only $299 a month. That's $299 a month. Visit LindsayHonda.com because this February is the time to
keep more presidents in your wallet with Lindsay Honda.
See LindsayHonda.com for details.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've lowered prices. You can save 15% or more on hundreds of items like Thomas Mini Bagels, Campbell's SpaghettiOs, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
A.J. Hawk won a national title, a Super Bowl, and a Lombardi Award, but his weekly appearance on Morning Juice Fridays at 8:33 is the real highlight of his career. If he tells you otherwise, he's lying.
Sponsored by FanDuel.
The Fan.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
Need to tackle your next big project? Choose Ohio Cat for unbeatable construction equipment. From bulldozers to excavators, Ohio Cat delivers power, precision, and performance with the quality you expect. And with our one-stop rental shop, you get top-notch equipment without the long-term commitment. Whether it's a quick job or a major build, if you need it, Ohio Cat rents it. Visit ohiocat.com to explore our equipment options and make your next project a success. Ohio Cat, proud partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Getting started in hockey has never been easier. The Blue Jackets Learn to Play program, presented by Performance Columbus in association with Moo Express Car Wash and Kroger, is an introductory ice hockey program for boys and girls ages 4 to 10. Classes are held year-round at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. Registration includes age-appropriate instruction and head-to-toe equipment, yours to keep. Hockey starts here at bluejackets.com/learn-to-play.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
You're listening to The Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Here's Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Getting ready to close out this week's edition of The Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. Bob McElligott, Jody Shelley with you. Kent Johnson was awesome.
Yeah, what a great voice.
Yeah,
you know?
Should have my job, actually. Maybe some.
No, you have a wonderful voice. But, you know, he's an intellect. He's spiritual. He's a guy that is 22 years old in this organization. He's taken on a bigger role, and I don't know where the ceiling possibly is with this guy, but it's high. And when you have a guy that's a student of the game and is as grounded as he is, and you get to hear the appreciation of being a part of this group in Columbus, I love everything about this player. And, you know, he used to come in, you know, remember when Sonny Milano was here and we thought, oh, yeah, it's Kent Johnson. You know, Sonny was a very skilled player, and he's still in the league. I think he's still injured in Washington. And then Zegras, you know, those guys that you feel like you know them on YouTube or, you know, they're skilled. Kent Johnson's not that. He's got the skill and he's put the work in and he's figured out the pace to play with, when to slow it down. What a bright spot and what an exciting piece that Don Waddell walks into here. There's a lot of them that the previous regime have stocked the cabinets with, and Kent Johnson's wow. You see what they saw early.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Okay, back in the first segment of the show, you were talking about this team is going to add. Look, the trade deadline is coming up March 7th. We're all focused on these two games against Detroit. Stadium Series game on Saturday. It's all awesome. But the 7th is the trade deadline. If you're Don Waddell and you're assessing your roster here, what are you looking for? And how much change are you going to make? And are you afraid of messing up the chemistry you have?
No, well, definitely. But I think there's been homework done on some players. And you've heard around that maybe it's a player that's been here before. Gus Nyquist's name comes up. Bjorkstrand his name comes up, and so does Seth Jones. You know, interesting pieces. The depth on D, you can never have enough. You know, Jack Johnson's won a Stanley Cup. He's here. He's a player that's at some point he's going to get in. He's going to be valuable down the stretch and in the playoffs. You know, I look at they need depth up front. You know, right now their fourth line could use a boost, and you look at the third line they have on a really good team, that could be a fourth line.
Okay, let me ask you something. Let me stop you right there. When you talk about the fourth line needing a boost, does that boost come in the form of Sean Monahan's return? Because when that happens, you would think Fantilli shifts out and maybe Sillinger bumps down and no longer is Danforth in the middle, but that line's playing terrific, as you just said. Danforth, Zach Aston Reese, Matthew Olivier, but there's something's going to have to get there.
I think you need a little more size down the middle.
Okay.
I think so in those two. I like Corrali and Danforth. I love him at center the way he's playing. He'll play anywhere. I love him on the wing. He's got to be somewhere involved. He's an impact guy and a disturber. You know, Nyquist would be a great fit. He's another guy that would take a role. He plays a simple game. He's reliable. You know, there's so many different areas where you can just add just a little bit of veteran presence. I think that's what this team now is looking at. It was talked was draft picks for a while, but Don Waddell is trying to make a move. We had him on the pregame the other night on FanDuel, and he said he tried to make a deal before he got on air. So the phones are ringing, and he's trying to get things done, and that's exciting for this group. Now, there is that worry of chemistry, but I don't worry about it. I think about the old Red Wings, and this isn't the old Red Wings, but the locker room is set. How they walk together is set. It's someone to come in and walk with them. You know what I mean? I think that's where this team is at right now. All the standards are in place, how you conduct yourself, how you play, what it takes to win. I think that there could even be some polish on the top six at times or something else up there. So they're going to probably try to add a couple pieces, and I think it's going to be a forward and a D.
All right, last thing, Gus Nyquist, if it happens to be a guy like that, you mentioned a veteran presence, and I'll be honest with you, I love Gus, but I don't know if I'm looking at it and saying, yeah, that's the piece right there. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but veteran guy. He's played with enough guys in this room where we're talking about chemistry. That would probably not be an issue, right?
Well, listen, no, that would be a zero.
Right.
That would be a zero issue with chemistry. Guys love Gus Nyquist. Mm-hmm. Werenski loves Gus Nyquist, and he loves Columbus. You know, and you think of some of the guys that have been up. There's depth in Cleveland. There's a good team down there with some good pieces. It'll be interesting to see what they do. You know, Elvis has really found his game. Tarasov's got to get going. I know Jet's playing well. Maybe that's in the cards. But it's going to be interesting here. I don't think they're going to have any stone unturned or any position of weakness not looked at heavily. I'm sure it's done every day.
You know, it's funny you say about Tarasov. I wonder, because I'm looking at the schedule, I wonder if another conditioning assignment happens to be in the cards here, just because there's enough time in between games for Elvis to keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad call. I mean, he's got to play games, and they got to know what they have here in the next week. I feel like they do in every area except that one.
Yeah, which is the most important one.
Well, yeah.
Course. You can make that argument, right?
Yeah, absolutely, it is, yeah.
And that's the one. You know what's funny, though? That's the one going into the season we thought was going to be the biggest question mark. And even though we're still talking about it, it has been far better, I think, than we thought back in September.
Absolutely. And you know, for Tarasov, for me, it's rhythm. It's getting in that groove, and he just hasn't been able to do it. And it's kind of been with the schedule. And so now, yeah, I think that look at the New York Rangers. Igor Shesterkin covered up a lot last year. A lot. He's trying to do it again this year. They're on the backside of the Blue Jackets looking up. What are they? 2 points out right now. That's a team that's expected to be in the playoffs, and they're below it. That's going to be a push. Boston's back there. Ottawa's a good team. They changed their goaltending. It's critical, and the Devils did as well.
Yeah, they sure did. They changed it all. There,
yeah, Markstrom.
All right, it was fun. Thanks to Kent Johnson for being here with us. Jody, thank you very much.
All right, Bob, see you outside.
Absolutely. That's right, on Saturday. But first, tomorrow, we'll be in Detroit, 7 o'clock face-off, 6:30 pregame coverage right here on The Fan. And also, you'll find Jody on FanDuel. And that's going to do it for this edition of The Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank here on 97.1 The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Are you looking for a new ride? And do you want the best experience and service in the city? Yes? Good. Go see my guys at Jermaine Lexus. The all-new 2025 TX is back in stock and arriving daily. Plus, they've got great 42-month leases for the 2025 NX350 all-wheel drive. It started $399 a month. I have been a Jermaine customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please do stop in. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations, Dublin, Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Dream Bedroom event. I've been extra sleepy lately. Glad I made it here. You're in luck. IKEA family members save 15% on all bed frames and bedside tables.
Ooh.
Plus, free shipping on small orders over $50.
Am I still dreaming?
It's for real. Save even more with buy one, get 50% off deals on table lamps, curtains, and more.
Nice.
Shop the IKEA Dream Bedroom event in-store or online today.
Offer valid 2/19 to 3/17/25. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and IKEA-USA.com/sleep for details. Restrictions apply.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
You hungry? You know you are. We got chicken fingers, crunchy. Fries are golden crispy, baby. Yo, don't forget about the cane sauce, baby. Ooh, right, it hits the spot. One love.
Save big money on everything now at Menards. Countertops are the center of the home with stylish options for every lifestyle and durability that will last for years to come. Transform everyday spaces into gathering places with custom craft countertops from Menards. Visit our kitchen showrooms in store or go on Menards.com and get a free design estimate today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for many other great deals happening this week.
Save big.